Saturday, including a Texans roundup. Yes, Chargers in Houston to take on the Texans, and the Chargers wearing those Los Angeles Fire Department hats and shirts in support of the responders fighting the fires back there in Los Angeles. Just 2 minutes to go in the first half. Texans are down 6-0, and they're in all kind of trouble until somehow that happened. C.J. Stroud finds time, finds Xavier Hutchinson. Big gain there, 34-yard pickup on the play. The drive continues. Stroud. Nico Collins is deep in the secondary. That's a 37-yard gain. And now they're in the red zone. So it's 3rd and 11 from the 13. Stroud to Collins. He had 7 catches, 122 yards. That's a franchise playoff record. That drive was a 99-yard drive. First in a playoff game since the Bears did it in the wild card round back in 2020. Texans up 7-6. After Chargers 3 and out, Texans get the ball back. Stroud scrambling. Come move with the movement. We are in field goal range, and they would get that field goal. They led it 10-6 at the half. Third quarter we go. Chargers down a touchdown. Justin Herbert to Ladd McConkey, too high, picked off by Eric Berry. I'll take that and raise you 6. We show you the replay, and it was right to Murray. He was there, right place, right time. Texans pushed the lead to 20-6, and it was a tough day for Justin Herbert. He only had 3 interceptions the entire season. He had 4 in this game. That went off the hands of Will Dissly, Derek Stingley Jr. That's a big gain. Texans would add a field goal. 23-6, they would go up. But Herbert, undeterred. How about that catch by McConkey? And all of a sudden, to the house, 86 yards. McConkey, 9 catches, 197 yards. They're down 23-12, plenty of time. But on the extra point, it's blocked. And then D'Angelo Ross picks it up. He's gone the other way. So the defense converts a 2-point conversion. So you do the math. The Chargers only made up 4 points on that deficit. It's 25-12 now. Less than 40 go in the game. It's 4th and 1 on the Chargers 17. Kick the field goal. No, we're going for it. And Mixon, he went all the way to the end zone. 25 carries, 106 yards. Houston wins it 32-12. D'Amico Ryans, your quarterback. C.J. Stroud, what'd you see?
Our best player stepped up and made big plays for us to win this game. And none other than C.J. Just want to make sure, he gets the love that he deserves, like the play that he made on the fumble snap and throw to Hut. That's the play that just sparked our entire, not our offense, but our entire team.
Yeah, it's tough. I let the team down, and you can't turn over the ball like that and expect to win and put the team into a tough position there with 4 turnovers like that. So, the defense hung tough. They got some turnovers. They gave us opportunities, but I just have to be better.
I feel like it's a step in the right direction moving forward.
Yeah, it's a favorite team, favorite ball team I've ever been on. And, one thing I can promise you is the sun will come up tomorrow, and we'll be attacking it with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind.
The words of the great Jack Harbaugh, his dad. So we need some context here. Herbert threw the ball 504 times during the regular season.
Yep.
Only 3 of those were picked off, the fewest among qualified QBs. He threw a career-high 4 picks in this game against the Texans. He's the first player in NFL history to throw more interceptions in a playoff game than he did in a regular season with at least 200 pass attempts.
I feel like there were times today where this game was like literally putting the Wild into like wild card weekend. And at one point my husband was like, this game is drunk.
Yes.
It was all of those things. You cannot not talk about the amount of pressure that Herbert was under, though. So what did the Texans do that other teams didn't to completely disrupt him?
What's funny is that it wasn't like some exotic blitz plan. It literally was beating the man in front of you. Like, that's how simple it was. It just, we're better up front. Here's Joe Alt, first-round pick, a right tackle. It's Danielle Hunter. It's 3rd and 8. He loses right away. And so we saw the interceptions. There was pressure on a bunch of other stuff. How about this? Here's Danico Autry on Sawyer, the right guard. I mean, this is tough right here. And this would be a touchdown to McConkey if he doesn't have to reset and try to make that throw. And it was constant because here's Autry on Sawyer again. And it's the same thing, another 3rd down play. where they're getting off the field because they're getting to the quarterback right away. Not a bunch of games up front. There's not a bunch of different exotic looks blitz-wise. It literally was just, okay, hey, I'm going against this guy. I'm beating him. That's the problem. And then you say, well, how do you throw 4 interceptions when you're 3 all year? Because they were in his face all day.
So for the Chargers, another playoff appearance with another disappointing loss. Even though they were on the road, most of their fans felt like they were going to win this game. Herbert had such a good season. Jim Harbaugh's first year. Where is the direction of this team considering what they were expecting here in the postseason?
Well, listen, I think it's still a trending upwards football team. I know expectations are high because they have an elite quarterback, but they changed the way they play football there. They wanted to run the ball more. They wanted to control the clock more. They wanted to play that way. But they need to get receivers that can get open. The reality is Ladd McConkey is far and away their best receiver, had 14 targets in this game. Nobody else stepped up. Quentin Johnson couldn't win on 3rd down. It has a drop right there as well. Then you had Will Dissly, the second most targeted player on the team in this game. Had 2 balls go off his hand. One of them that went, for an interception that was run back. So I just think that, people are going to start to be critical of Justin Herbert and say, hey, can you win in these big moments? But the reality is they need some receivers for the Chargers in order to take that next step and compete with elite teams in the AFC.
Basically, he's saying send help.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Because he's that good for sure.
He's with us all show. He comes in.
CBS NFL reporter A.J. Ross is in Philadelphia and has more on their matchup against Jordan Love and the Packers.
Here we are, wild card weekend, and fans are going to get exactly what they wanted in Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love both being cleared to play on Sunday. Now, this will mark the first time that Hurts has played in a game since he suffered a concussion Week 16 going up against the Commanders. That was December 22nd. Meanwhile, Love, he hurt his throwing elbow last week in the regular season finale, and he complained of some soreness earlier in practice this week, but with some rest and rehab, he's also good to go. Now, here's who's not going to play in this one. For the Eagles, guard Trevor Keegan and nose tackle Byron Young. For the Packers, safety Zane Anderson and wide receiver Christian Watson, who tore his ACL last week. Ironically, this is kind of a full circle moment for both of these teams who clashed in Week 1 in Brazil, with Philly coming out on top in that one. Now, both of these teams have improved vastly since then. The Packers rank 5th in the league in total defense, and Philly, of course, ranks 1st. Another big X factor in this matchup, of course, is going to be the run game, with Josh Jacobs posting 1,329 rushing yards and 15 touchdowns this season. And then there's this other guy, you may have heard of him, 2K Say, who has posted 2,005 rushing yards so far to go along with 13 touchdowns. So you better believe this is going to be a fun matchup.
Thank you, A.J. Saquon Barkley had an Eagles debut to remember back in Week 1, 132 scrimmage yards and 3 touchdowns in a 34-29 win. He'll make his postseason debut on Sunday. Packers are no stranger to this spot.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Tiger.
First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. He'll get this to about the 38.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know, just trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Well, they'll come up 2nd and 7. Now Daniels. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Daniels. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. Daniels going to throw for it. That is caught, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now 2nd and 9. Play action, now it's Daniels. Sliding out of the pocket. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that falls incomplete.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Daniels looking to throw. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. To throw is Daniels. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Throwing now is Daniels. Flushed out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
Here's 2nd and 10. To the air goes Daniels. There's a short one pulled in by Sinnott. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Washington passing game dialed in now. It's a 1st down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive. And here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's third down. No score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it with a third down coming up.
Ready, set.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Let's go now.
Daniels from the gun on third down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now Daniels going to give it up on the touch pass. He's into the secondary, and he is into the end zone for a Commanders touchdown. Terry McLaurin from 8 yards out. And the Commanders post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And